Justice Department. You know, the same head, Eric Holder, Fast and Furious, drug running, another Iran-Contra scandal. See, all that stuff never goes away. They have a big blowout. It's in the media. People look like they're in trouble. Covered up. Keep doing it. It's all a matter of how many times do they get caught. That's all it is. They keep doing it. So this is the same guy, right, Justice Department head, that did the last Iran-Contra scandal, which is, of course, Fast and Furious. And now the Justice Department attorneys are advancing an argument at the Supreme Court that could allow the government, our government, to invoke international treaties as a legal basis for policies, of course, such as gun control or others that conflict with the United States Constitution. And Senator Ted Cruz, who does seem like the people's guy, is all over this one. And he says the Constitution created a limited federal government with only specific enumerated powers. The Supreme Court should not interpret the treaty power in a manner that undermines this bedrock protection, Constitution, of individual liberty, Ted Cruz said in a speech. They have to get the guns from the people. Without getting the guns from the people, they will never, ever, ever be able to put in full force their New World Order agenda. And as I read this, I think of something I read yesterday, that the last big major lead smelter for ammunition has decided, I think, to close its doors. Too many regulations now, new regulations, cost too much money to comply with those regulations. We got to shut the doors. So is that stealth gun control? Because I do remember Obama quoting, saying we'll do other things to deal with the gun issue. If we can't get legislation, we'll deal with that another way. He was quoted as saying that. So is this that other way? We create these regulations that no company in the world could survive financially, so that they can't make ammunition. Then there's a shortage of ammunition. Then we got to import it from overseas. And then all of a sudden something happens where we're not allowed to import that ammunition overseas because there's some kind of problem. It's not as up to American standard. You know, next thing you know, can't find ammunition for certain types of weapons. I bet you'll be able to find it for shotguns, hunting type of things. Not assault rifle or that type of ammunition. There'll be some reason. Just like old Dianne Feinstein said a long time ago, if she could have said, hey, Mr. and Mr. America, we're coming to take all your guns. If I could have got that legislation passed, I would have done it. It amazes me how these people can even think that, even being a senator, congressman, whatever, even a regular citizen with their opinion, saying, we don't need guns. We don't need that anymore. When you go back and say, well, wait a minute, in 1776, our founding fathers, by today's definition, would be terrorists, homegrown terrorists, anarchists. Yet if it was not for what they did and then put the Constitution in place for the new country they created, we wouldn't even... There may not even be the type of technology. There may not be a YouTube. There may not be a video for me to do. It may be illegal. Would have been illegal, more than likely, under the old British Empire. But we broke away. And the only way we broke away was because they had guns. And they matched firepower with firepower against the king. Now, fast forward to today, and there's no chance we have firepower with firepower against the U.S. military. However, it doesn't matter when you have the sheer number of people in this country. The only thing that matters is that everybody has guns, because if everybody does not have guns, then the sheer amount of people really doesn't matter anymore, because the fear of getting shot or hurt by the people who do have the guns is overwhelming, and overwhelming enough to where you don't want to go outside and protest or do anything, because then the secret police show up at your door, i.e. nowadays Department of Homeland Security, with their guns. And no, your neighbors aren't going to come over there with baseball bats or anything to try to help you. It's not how that works. So you can just see they're just encroaching on the freedoms more and more. And how do we get around that law? It's like old Henry Kissinger said. The illegal we do immediately. The unconstitutional takes a little longer. End quote. Take care.